There was once this really beautiful spirit being, free and happy and blissful, flying around through the heavens in complete happiness and freedom, contentment and wellness. And one day, that being got trapped in a building, a very tall building with an elevator. And each floor of that building had a different experience. On the very bottom floor, there was fear. And as that being explored the different floors, he found the different floors had grief or isolation, solitude, shame. Some floors had lack, betrayal. Some floors had distrust. Some floors was the experience of oppression. And as he explored all the layers of this house, of this giant tall building, he realized that all of these floors were unpleasant. And he would get into the elevator and he would punch different buttons and visit different floors. But one day, he went down to the floor called fear. And then it was such a big, big space. And there were so many terrifying things there. Really, really just so scared. He was scared for his health, and he was scared for his wealth, and he was scared for the world, and he was scared for everyone he loved. And everywhere that he went, in every single room on this floor, there was another scenario that played out that was absolutely terrifying. And one day he realized, I don't remember how to get in the elevator. I don't remember how to get out of here. I don't remember what out of here feels like. And that's when he realized that he was in the place that he had heard of that other people refer to as hell. But slowly, he started to remember. He started to remember that there were other floors, that there were other places, other experiences. And something inside of him started to say, I think I remember being free. And I think I remember a space that's different. I can't describe it, but it's different. And he got hope. And he started listening to this memory, this voice, this consciousness that remembered. And he followed it and he found the elevator. And he pushed a different button. He went up one floor. And on this floor, it wasn't quite so scary. It was a little bit lonely. It was a little bit sad. And there were lots of rooms, and in each room there was a different scenario, and he experienced them. And they were not pleasant. But this time he didn't get lost. He remembered elevator, elevator, elevator. Go down the hall, turn left, elevator. He went back into the elevator and he punched another button. And the scenes on the floors were not changing, not very much, but he got lost less. He no longer forgot that the elevator existed. And he heard the voice of guidance saying, why are you here? Get out of here, leave this place, and go back to the elevator. And slowly, he started to see the elevator as his home, not the floors. And he started to listen to the voice of guidance, the voice that was remembering, instead of being captivated by what he was seeing and experiencing in each room of each of these floors. After a while, he started exploring, punching all these buttons and going to different floors. And he started saying, why do I come here? Why do I go back to fear the most? Why did I spend so much time in grief? Why am I so attracted to the floor called I am unwanted and I am alone? And as he started to ask these questions, that thing, that remembering that was occurring inside of him, um, it was a voice that got louder and clearer. It was a remembering and a wisdom that started telling him, reminding him how he got lost in there. And as he started to see each one of the floors of this building and realized that he did not want to be there anymore, they held no attachment. He had no hunger and desire to go visit the floor called anger, injustice, righteousness. I'm upset with this, and these are the things that went wrong, and these are the things that I'm waiting for apologies for. When he stopped visiting those floors, they just didn't feel like home anymore. So he really didn't have a reason to visit them anymore. And slowly he started to realize that when he looked at the control panel on the elevator, some of the buttons started to disappear bit by bit. The one called resentment just went away. Anger, that button wasn't there anymore. Bitterness, rejection, shame, guilt, all those buttons just disappeared. And after a while, he realized that he didn't even care to visit those places. And as he didn't care to visit them, they all just sort of spontaneously disappeared. And when this happened, he started to realize the remembering that was occurring inside of his being, his sense of who am I? How am I? Where am I? How did I get here? What was I before this? Is there more to this? What is this building? How did I get into this building? That sense was where he was, his awareness, his consciousness was there and not in each and every room of each and every floor of this building. And eventually, that was such a beautiful place to visit inside of him. The memory, the remembering was his favorite place to visit. And the little voice guiding him was his favorite voice to spend time with. And he would go there often. First, he'd go 10 minutes a day. Then he'd go 10 minutes 3 times a day until eventually he'd go back there all the time. Even as he found himself reaching for whatever buttons were there, before he could even push the button, he'd say, I'd much rather go back and feel that memory. I feel like I'm remembering something really, really beautiful. And then one day he just realized that when you don't push any of the buttons, the elevator naturally just goes right up to the top floor, to the penthouse, which is actually a big open space. It's not even covered. It's just a great big oneness with the sky. And he went up there and he said, wait a minute. I remember. I am not confined by this building. I am a spirit being. I am free. And up here, there is no rooms to get trapped in. It's just an open space. Up here, there is the sun, there is light, there is air, there's freedom. And my nature is not to stand in that little confined elevator and to walk through those dark rooms. My nature is to fly through the cosmos, the ether, to spread myself, to stretch out and to experience life, to bask in the sun. I am a spirit being. And this place I remember now is the place that they call heaven. That spirit being remembers the other passengers in their elevators. He used to encounter them on certain floors. There are so many of them on the floor called fear. And he wants to go back and tell them, don't fight every scenario that you see in every room. Instead, go back to the elevator. And don't fear the buttons. Instead, release them. Let them go. And remember the place of freedom. Come stand here. Come be here and fly here. and exist here in this vast open space up in heaven with me. I hope this was helpful, everyone. Have a lovely day.